Welcome to my channel, Libra. Tis be your Fortnightly. Tis be Olin Odinson, and I'm going to be delivering the messages from the universe, my guides, and all beings willing to assist. Now, before we begin, it is important to note, if you are drawn here, there's probably a message here for you. But if it doesn't resonate, it's probably not for you. And that being said, let us see. Oh, so we have messages already coming up. But before we even talk about it, I want to note that the thumbnail of this video is essential, as well as the link of that thumbnail, which is all that information is in the bio. My guides talk through parables, through stories, so you might find more guidance within your situation in that way. That being said, we are going to be using the Faeries Oracle and to look into your situation, and towards the end we're going to use other decks to look even further with the guidance. But without further ado, they just want me to get right into it for the Libras for some reason. I don't know if you guys are like eager to know something. Some of you might be eager to know knowledge or to get out of a situation. Some of you are just eager to experience something else, whatever else this is. Some of you are just, yeah, it seems like some of you are in a rut. Some of you are, or at least you're dealing with someone, or you're in a situation that feels like prison. Interesting. Some of the Libras that I'm connecting with, it feels like you're in a situation that feels like prison. You might be in the prison of your own mind. Interesting. We have essentially the High Priestess and the intuition, the singer of intuition. This is all about psychic abilities, all about the other world and the spirits and all that. All of that. There. Ooh, the energies are heavy for you, Libras. It's almost like you are just in a situation you really don't want to be in. You're waiting to get out of it. You know you're here for a reason, but there's something that you have not yet come to terms with. Something that you have not yet come to terms with. However, I am getting a stubborn vibe here. Interesting. But I don't know if it's from you or just... I mean, I don't think anybody wants to be in a rut. So I'm not even going to embellish. I'm not even go into that random message. But I am feeling, though, Libra, kind of a heavy energy in my heart. I'm very clairsentient. So I'm feeling like, I don't know if some of you are having lots of troubles with your emotions. It's almost like you guys are not dealing with your emotions very well at all. And it seems like you are, yes, look at that. Look at that. It's almost like your ego is getting in the way of a relationship, or someone in your relationship's ego is getting in the way of your relationship. But how I'm getting... This energy is too proud. This energy essentially is too proud to express themselves. They don't want to show what's inside, because what's inside is beautiful, but they don't want the... For some particular reason, you're not wanting whatever emotion this is to get out of you. It's almost like, I don't know if you're just surrounded by people that wouldn't take these emotions well. It seems it's very interesting because this came right next to a gland. The gland Conner came right next to the Laume, which can mean something along the lines of abusive relationships, but not that serious here. Don't be alarmed. But there is something that you're needing to attend to, it seems. There does seem to be something that you haven't forgotten, per se, but there is a significant unresolved issue when it comes to another person you're dealing with. This seems very relationship-y. I can't even reflect it in any other way if I tried right now. But, Libra, it seems... And you're all about balance, Libra, so it's like, you're not... It's like you're trying to figure out another way out of this, Libra, but the only other way out of this is to express yourself emotionally. And I'm sorry if this message is harsh. This is just how it's coming through. But there is this bottled up current of emotion that wants to be released. It is deep. It's not just suppressed. It's worlds. It's all the way down to the ninth world of hell. It's all the way down in Pluto. It's all the way down in the subconscious. You've buried this long enough, it seems. And it's almost like the universe is pulling it out of you, sending in messages through arrows, just sending in like little messengers. It's like you're trying to forget about whatever this is. And I saw a black orb, kind of an obsidian sparkle. Chromatic but obsidian. I'm very clairvoyant, so I see like orbs and stuff like that. So that being said, though, it's like things like that too. It's like you're even seeing unnatural things. So you might be seeing things that are unconventional, like psychic abilities. Even if you're not into any of that, it's like you're noticing weird things where weird things shouldn't be, essentially. And I just heard, I looked at 616. That's all about an imminent beginning with the relationship. And I heard seagulls cooing over the window ceiling. Is interesting. It's like you are seriously needing to surrender, essentially. I don't know if you're dealing with someone who. So, okay, I'm also getting it like this. Because I don't mean to put all the pressure on you, Libra, because now I'm getting, wow, I'm getting a throwback to a Libra reading, which was taking the weight of the world, like taking all the blame, taking the weight of the world of this relationship. Not, it's like you don't want to hurt the other person because you know that your true emotions might make this worse, but you also know that not saying anything is going to make it worse. You know there's no win-win-win with this one. there is no win-win with this one. That's okay. That's okay. And this one wants to come out. Yeah, there's this a 360. You thought you were going to be able to have more time, but it's almost like I'm seeing I'm seeing like I'm seeing like a wormhole. So it's like let's get this visualization going on here. Let's get it going on, buddy. I just want to give you guys this visualization, just because it might help some of you, and I also think it's cool. So I'm trying not to get a paper cut. I'm trying not to get a paper cut as I get this out. So it's almost like you're over here. Bear with me. You're over here. You thought you had all this time. You thought you had all this time to get from point A to point B, but for some reason, universe, because of the Scorpio full moon, it unsurfaced situations that are just forcing you to go completely left field or something, and it's wormholing this, and universe is like, point A and point B, how about point 0? And we're just, how about point AB? Point A, B? Nope, point AB. Interesting. Yeah, there's just this very forceful vibe. But all that being said, there's a lot of pressure here. And this is just the message. Don't kill the messenger, Pliazi. But I'm going to shuffle it for more guidance. Ooh, because I really want to help you guys with this one. I really want to help you guys with this one. This is an interesting reading. You guys are seriously underestimating the other person here. Wow, that's a loud one. It's like you guys are seriously underestimating the emotional capacity, is what I'm hearing. You're underestimating the emotional capacity of this other person. There's a lot of doubt here. Right after this, we have the spirit dancer, and whoever you're dealing with might be another air sign. Is air a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius? What other sign am I seeing here? Scorpio. So you might just be dealing with a Scorpio, or you might just be dealing with another. You might just be. It also might be like this, because I know not everybody's into the spiritual world, but it's almost like sorry, it's kind of funny because it's like you might be someone who is not about that life at all, but who you're interested in is beyond about that life, if that even makes sense. So it's like you could be into sports, you could be into sports, football, and whoever you're dealing with is into magic and rituals, and it's like that. It's like that. So it's almost like this might be who you're dealing with, and it's like they're communicating with you telepathically, or just lots of internal stuff that is happening, or your psychic abilities are waking up and you're surprising yourself, or the universe is just delivering messages from all over the place, constantly reminding you that this is gonna happen sooner than you think. That being said, this completely, this essentially a rapid quickening, or just, what's the word? I want an acceleration of communication, essentially, because we have the spirit dancer right next to she of the correct, which is this is just an abundance of energy. You don't know, it can be good or bad. Usually, most of the time, it's good. It's the helpful gifts of the mother, but it's like an abundance energy of air and dancing, an abundance energy of communication, essentially. Lots of communication. It's 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 like you might be having throat issues also, because right after this we have the luminous doom, and how I'm feeling this here, it might actually be taking a physical toll on your body, and it might just, that's what's probably forceful, or it's just something very forceful about this. And I did mention abusive relationship in the earlier, but not as serious. It can just be internally you're bottling these emotions, like having too much pride and not letting it shine through might be destroying this relationship. It might be thinking, because Libras, it's like you guys are the you guys are very similar with Capricorn in the sense of you like to have control, but Libras are different because you just know you can't possibly control everything. But Libras are have a lot of experience with balancing relationships and everything in their life, so they have a very good idea on how to control and the outcome, and how you're going about this is probably, you thought, the best way to go about it. However, there is something that is surfacing, and I don't know what it is. It can't just be pride or emotions that, essentially emotions that you thought you had more time to in the future to express. It's almost like that's happening. Excuse me. As I say this, like I'm burping. Lots of clearing of the throat. Lots of communication. And essentially, right after that, it's breaking away. You're breaking away from that cycle. How I'm also getting this too. It's because if you simply need more time to express your emotions, you're needing to communicate that at least. It's almost like you're needing to communicate something. You're needing to communicate, if not with them, with yourself, or just the universe. Because it's like, this is not a forceful vibe at all. I'm not saying you have to communicate with the other person, or you're needing to do one specific thing. The guidance that I'm receiving here is just a message. Is it's like you're needing to express an emotion within yourself, if not anyone else, and accept that that's how you feel. Right next to that is the sage, very wise. This is a very wise energy. It's, you're learning something. So these feel like the energies that have yet come to pass. It's almost like the universe is gonna send in a lesson to help you with the situation, to help you understand the importance of whatever this is, to help you process whatever this is. And then we have the singer of the chalice, which is essentially a letting in, just a letting in. As I say that, it's like, boom, you let the emotions just drive in. You're just letting yourself feel the emotions. You're not bottling it anymore. You're not suppressing it down in hell, in Hades' realm, in Pluto. You're not suppressing anymore. You're allowing it to exist. You're allowing it to exist. You don't have to take, I'm not saying you have to take action on it. That's not the guidance here. The guidance, I mean, you can. That probably would help the situation further. But depending who you are and the situation, is you're needing to at least acknowledge you feel this way, or at least acknowledge that this is happening to you. And then that seems to be the arrow through the storminess of a situation, it feels. Now let's pull some more guidance with the Gods and Titans deck. You want to come out, right? Yeah, look at that. We have war. War. It seems to be a war of your mind, your heart, all these things. A war seems to be going on within internally. That just confirms everything. This loud war energy, it's happening all within, and whether you realize it or not, the only way to approach, it's like, Libras don't like trouble. That's the thing. You guys are very sweet. You don't like trouble. So if you see trouble, you're like, I'm just not going to deal with it. But it's almost like you can't escape that in this situation. If it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen. And that's not something you just, not everything can be perfect. It just, not everything can. And I want to pull another one for you guys. I'm just going to get in the middle for that one. Hypnosis, asleep. Yep. You can't just keep putting this to bed. Yeah, they're saying you can't just keep putting this to bed. You can't just, I mean, you can, but it's not very healthy at all. You can't just suppress it or say, you can't, no more lying to yourself. If something is meant to happen, it's meant to happen. Interesting. And now we're just going to pull some tarot cards for some further guidance. Let's see what else wants to come through. Oh, and I also want to look at this over here, because I've been learning astrology, guys. I'm an intuitive reader, but something happened, and, like, now we want to learn. But let's see. Yeah, there's just a lot of associations with aggression, with the Aries energy, so you're just needing to deal with this in a healthy way. And sometimes the healthy way is just to let it out. Just to let it out, even if it's... So sometimes it's meant to come out chaotic. I'm not inspiring you to be angry or aggressive. It's just, if you suppress an emotion for your whole life, you can only expect it to come out a certain way. Alright, let's see what wants to come out for the tarot deck, for the rights. I want it to flip, flippity flip, flippity flip, flippity. Okay. I looked at Ace of Swords, clarity. You're needing to clarify what's happening in your mind. Five of Swords. Interesting. Yep, that's Five of Swords. Lots of conflict. Ace of Swords we were looking at. And then Five of Swords, just lots of conflicting thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, lots of conflicting realities within your mind. You just... You can't keep... I mean, you can, but, you get what you give. And then right next to that, we have the Lovers. This is clearly a relationship dynamic here. This is clearly, and you can only, if it's something of the sort of, you really don't want to lose this relationship, and you're afraid that you speaking your truth is going to destroy it, you're going to need to trust in the divine, that if you guys are meant to be, or if this situation is meant to be, whatever is said is only going to strengthen the relationship. It's not going to sever it. If anything, it's going to bring you guys closer. And I want to pull fairy cards for that message, because that felt very clean. You. Yep. Wait. Another one. Another 4. There we go. Geo the Slow. So if you drag this situation any longer, it's only going to get worse. It's almost like you guys are only going to add more material to the compost. You're only going to empower. You're only gonna give your army more weapons. The longer you wait, and you're gonna have to trust your soul song. You're going to have to trust in the universe, in the little subtle messages, and pay attention to essentially pay attention to what you're manifesting and what that means for you. Like reflect what you're witnessing around you, the master maker, and just trust. If you really want to manifest this relationship, trust that it's going to not only get through this, but it's almost like a miraculous. It's usually the things that we don't believe is going to work at all. Like it's almost like it's like you look. It's almost like you look at a couple and you're like, they're never gonna work, and then like a week later they're married, they have a they win the lottery, a series of, and then the people who judge them are like, oops, you know, and it's just alchemy. You can trust in something very beautiful. And then yeah, we just have this tower. You cannot avoid a tower moment, my friends. Tower moments is a tower moment. You cannot avoid it. You cannot avoid it, my friends. Trust balance. Trust and balance. And we're gonna pull one more. Interesting. And then we have the Fairy Tarot, which is the World. We have the World card. Full cycle, a brilliant success, the freedom to go in any direction, a journey that is now complete. It's almost like this is the final step into completing the journey. And then the Moon, so powerful, intuitive epiphanies, letting go of worry and fear, understanding the truth of a situation. So just understanding understand that if you understand them, trust that they'll understand you and the way you feel. Trust that they won't judge you for your feelings. And don't let pride stop you from expressing yourself in the way you want to. Libra, that was a powerful reading. My goodness. I felt like that was definitely war vibes. War vibes. Might be dealing with an Aries. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, you might just be dealing with another air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Lots of water signs here. So might be dealing with the Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Any other sign I'm seeing? And we do have the Capricorn card here. Pan, the Satyr. Yeah, that's all I see here before we move forward. Yep, that being said, Libra, I hope you found something useful in this guidance. My fairy services are available below. Thank you guys for being with me here on my journey. I love each and every single one of you. You guys help me grow just as much as I probably, if I do at all, help you grow. That being said, like, subscribe, comment, share, press the belly bell. And until the next fortnight, I say to you, farewell.